Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we are back in Gran Turismo daily races yet again, and yes, we are in Toyota vans this week in the most stupid, chaotic racing that Gran Turismo has ever produced, which actually turned out to be hilarious. As you can see, I'm in the Scooby-Doo mystery machine, currently in 7th position as we get underway in Monza without the first chicane. So the first corner, flat out right hander, coming straight up to the Della Roger chicane, and like Monza, normally the first chicane is absolute chaos, so this has now moved up to be a bit quicker. The Royal Mail van gets all crossed up, the 50 sign is up in the air, there's a car backwards, 2 cars over the sausage curves, 1 in the gravel trap, and plenty being ghosted. And somehow, through all that chaos, we have stayed in 7th place and have got the police chasing us down as we go into the gravel trap, hit the back of Stevie Wonder, the South African, and then half the field goes through us. So dropped from 7th to 11th after 2 corners, and as you can see, already plenty of chaos. As you can see, I have not actually done any qualifying yet, so this was my first attempt. Started what I thought would be from the back, but managed to start around about 8th, I think it was. Dropped down to 10th and trying to learn as we go along, really. Yeah, like I say, no practice, so just hoping for the best, really. And as you can see, in 10th place on the back of this big gaggle of cars, about 5 of us in a row. Zombie Hunter about to take a 0.5 second penalty. I moved up into 9th, and Fistenberger got himself a half-second penalty, I'm guessing for cutting the chicane at the end. Coming up to Parabolica, braking just before the 50 metre board, around the 70 metres. Not that it's got a board, but that's the kind of braking point I was taking. Round the outside of the Dutch driver, and now looking to get back into that alluded 7th place from Burgermeister, the German up ahead in the police van. As you can see, all stuck in a lovely train. As you can probably tell, the slipstreaming on this game with these big vans that weren't the quickest of cars, to say the least, became very effective, and you had to sort of just get into a team, really, and try and bump draft your way through the race. Going up to the Della Roger, 2nd lap, try not to get too much chaos, got a bit of a pump from behind, shoved over the sausage curve. I don't know what happened there because I did not hit him, but he just sort of lagged into the gravel trap, whether it was a car from behind or a van from behind. But nevertheless, moving on, back up into 7th, took that quite nicely through Lesmo 1, to be fair, over the back of, little corner cut, so that's probably why it looks so good. Coming up to the back of George, in fact, who was in the police van, not Burgermeister, and half a second penalty slap on the wrist, which actually isn't too bad on this game. It will lose you a bit, obviously, but not too chaotic. Coming through the final set of chicanes before we come onto the long straight up towards the Parabolica. Try to get a little bit of a gap so that I do not lose too many positions on this straight due to the penalty. Got over to the right, so the quicker cars can come by if they can, but it looks like I've got a big enough gap on the Dutch driver. So continue on through Parabolica, braking late, throwing it in, drifting the fan through, using the track limits on the left hand side, trying not to go too far over the green. Not that it seemed to matter in the vans, because I'm sure I didn't see one person get a penalty for that all week. Nevertheless, coming on to the penultimate lap now, and as you can see, George is still in our sights. He's not got the slipstream from the vans in front, and well, he's got no one shoving him from behind, so he's not creating a gap between us. Gaggle of 4 cars, as you can see, or 4 vans. Puff of smoke there, you can see that the guy behind Stevie, I don't know who that was, giving him a bit of a bump draft, and the Dutch driver does not want to play ball with bump drafting to catch up to 5th place. Instead he goes for a very ballsy dive bomb, goes a bit straight, crap camera angle. George looked like he cut the corner there, so between the Dutch driver and the Brit there, managed to get away without a penalty somehow. We're back down to 7th, chasing them through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Need a great run off Lesmo 2 to be fair to get a good run up to the chicane. As it's quite a long straight, you need a bit of momentum, and that's the main thing about these races. Needed to keep your momentum, and the weight distribution around the corners was key to getting a quick lap time. So, as you can see, train of 5 again, all battling for 5th place. As you can see, top right, the lead is not too far ahead, and a ballsy dive bomb from the South African, and then Zombie Hunter just decided to shove me well off the track, and he has ruined any chance I've got of getting up to 5th. Bit of an unsafe rejoin to be fair, but going so slow I thought they'd on the racing line they'd be fine. So anyway, dropped down to 11th. Looked like I could have had a 5th on cards. Quite frustrating to be fair, but like I say, it was chaotic throughout the whole weekend, and I actually quite enjoyed the chaos and found it quite hilarious. But there I go, with my dirty tyres going very wide. I did say earlier that you didn't really get penalties, and I didn't, so I suppose the FIA just turned a blind eye this weekend. Anyway, dropped down to 11th. Not much I could really do now, apart from just learn the track really. My race is pretty much done and dusted, I can't really gain much, but I can learn some experience going around the track, getting a quick lap time in this absolute speed demon van. So, flat out through here, staying in 4th, absolutely pinning the throttle. As you can see, lose a bit of time through the turn. Nice apex. Coming up to the Della Roger chicane, braking around the 150 metre board. As you can see, slightly slow there, but not too bad considering I'm really wide at Parabolica. So Della Roger took that quite well. Coming up to Lesmo 1, braking around the 50 metre board, chucking it in, try not to hit the barrier on the right hand side. Drift it out wide, try not to run into the gravel, slows you down massively. Coming up to Lesmo 2, 50 board again, get a good launch off that curb and absolutely abuse track limits. Try not to go in the gravel trap yet again to keep that speed up onto this straight like I alluded to earlier. And as you can see, I'm actually catching up to the Polish driver and this big bunch of cars. So with a bit of luck, some fighting and some penalties, I might actually get a decent position here. Coming into the final chicane, get a good run through here, try not to cut the track too much because the track limits penalties were absolutely foul on this game. And as you can see, I got a good run on Zombie Hunter, who actually punted me off earlier, so a bit of calm, I got by him and George in the police van. So start my last lap in 11th, thought I had nothing to win, or gain should I say, and actually managed to get 2 positions. Don't know what I'm saying, but you know, tried to get 2 positions, and as you'll see, it was actually quite a decent lap. And as I come across the line in a few seconds, you'll actually see, with a lovely celebratory spin into the wall, fastest lap. So all was not lost by having a race and losing out. So I've tried to build on that, and this is race 2. Yet again in the Mystery Machine, tried to use a different camera angle so you can actually follow my race better, because the camera angles on the last one were absolutely shocking. Started from 13th, got a great launch off the line, and this is all about just surviving the first corner, well, the first chicane, as every race in Monza is. As Kenners gives me a bit of a love tap there, shoved me a bit wide, 2 others went wide, so stayed in 11th somehow. Kenners giving another tap to David, and this is where the carnage should resume. I caught a bit of the grass, lost the back end of it, but there we go. On the left hand side, 3 cars in the gravel. David trying to bounce me off the road. I've somehow got a 1 second penalty, cut in the corner, trying not to cause an accident. Car going perpendicular into the barrier there, and somehow we're up to 6th from 11th after the 2 Lesmos, and probably could have been more if we weren't so unlucky with catching the back of Regan there. And Kenners goes through once again. After trying to kill a few of us, he's managed to get himself up to 6th, so fair play to him. But yeah, a bit of a shame there, got caught by Regan, the South African, because I actually caught him in the back, gave him a lovely bump draft, and it slowed me up so much that I lost the position. But anyway, coming through onto the final straight before Parabolica, getting over to the right to serve my penalty out of the racing line, and it looks like I may just keep ahead of the Dutch driver behind, so slip back into the racing line so I get a good line and a good run through Parabolica. This Brit got an absolutely fantastic run, and the Dutch car shoves me off, so I'll keep my foot in and I'll just try and get in their slipstream and use them to catch the 2 ahead. Like I said, very frustrating this race. Was all weekend, well, all week should I say, but nevertheless was quite funny and an absolute meme fest. Cars going off everywhere, penalties galore, and as you can see here, the 2 that were bumping me off tried it again, but with no avail, took each other off, and I'm back up into 7th. So it's just how this race was going really. You've got to work together to get yourselves to the front and then attack each other late on, not trying to kill each other early doors and ruining your whole race. But if they don't want to play by the rules, they're not going to get a win, are they? Anyway, coming through the first chicane, car going straight on there and ghosting back to the start of the Delaroger, giving me the cursed position, 6th position. Degner on. Very nicely taken. The car ahead has caught the gravel there, so he'll have dirty tyres, so that should be a good opportunity for me to catch up. As you can see, gone very wide again. Hopefully I won't hit him again this time. Come to the inside, and that's 5th position. And now we're chasing down the top 4, who aren't too far ahead. You can see bottom right on the track map that they are within catching distance, and as you can see ahead, you can actually see them battling, which is good for me. So there's actually 3 cars there, so that's the battle for 2nd. The leader looks like he's long gone. On the map he looks, top right, he looks quite far clear with these 3 battling, so I'll keep my head down, try and get another fast lap, and hopefully with these 3 ahead battling, I'll catch up and be in the battle for a podium. As you can see, the German, he's going very slow there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he went wide or took some contact, but we look like we're going to catch him pretty fast. And if you look at my lap time yet again, even with all the battling and chaos I had to get through, it actually looks like I'm going to have the fastest lap yet again. So clearly very consistent in a van. I think I found my level racing vans, and we're not really making much progress on the straight because you can only literally get to about 125 miles an hour. Keeping it pinned in 4th still. 50 metre board, turning in gradually, trying to keep some of the speed. As you can see, only losing 1 or 2 miles per hour. slightly catch the grass, which isn't too much of a problem. Looking out for the 150 metre board here, braking hard, dropping down to third, sometimes second like I did there, chuck it in. Got a great run out of there, all over the German. Going to try and cut on the inside of Lesmo 1. And we're up into fourth, chasing down the front two. Trying to keep it nice and tidy around here, trying to keep out the gravel. Just dipped the tyre in at the back left and lost the position to the German again. So I think here is where I'm going to have to decide to use the German to my advantage. Bit of a bumper draft, keep me out of reach of the South African behind, and try and catch the two ahead. Now the German, I think after I made that first overtake, didn't really see that I was trying to work with him now. I gave him a little bump draft. It might have been a little bit late as he lost a bit of stability there, but I will keep in his slipstream, so I'll use him again to my advantage, even though he has actually got a bit of a lead, so the bump draft must have worked some wonders to him. Like I say, the leader is long gone, so now it's literally trying to get a podium if possible. So I've really got to use the German to my advantage in this last lap, even though he's lagging absolutely everywhere. As you can see in front, the Brit, who's got a van very similar to mine, he took it very well, so I've really got to get a move on here. Don't know if the lap time will be any better. Slightly quicker again, so still got the fastest lap. As everyone on their screens will see, I'm the quickest man on track. Hopefully put a bit of pressure on the people in front because they know I'm coming for them. Getting in the slipstream of the German, bump drafting all the way down the straight. Lost a bit of the rear end there, nearly went flying into the barrier. Didn't want to hit him when he's turning, didn't want us to both get taken out, so backed out of that. Gave him a bit of room, especially so I can brake at the chicane where I'd like to, so I can get a good run on them. As you can see, we've caught up massively. I've got a great run on the German, up into fourth. Another stupid penalty, which I should not have been getting. Bit of a love tap from the German. I don't know why he's bothering, because if anything, he's going to just get straight by me anyway. Through the second Lesmo, getting a great run out here, onto the Brit, although it is a wasted effort, as I can say. We're definitely going to lose this position. So the German behind, coming up this straight in the slipstream, up into fourth, looking for the 150 board again. Orange barrier on the right, braking hard. Third, German's made a silly dive bomb there, shoving me off the track, and yeah, shoving me off there. I mean, he was getting by anyway, so no point really fighting, no point getting pissed off about it, but it's just weird. I mean, if he'd stayed in my slipstream, he'd have got a better run, but oh well. So coming up to the parabolica again, 50 metre board on the left, braking hard, throw it in, get the weight distribution right, just on the throttle as soon as I can, and beam it to the line. Unfortunately, it's two stupid penalties making me miss out on which could have been a podium battle yet again, and another celebratory spin. So yet again, I've got the fastest lap, and I think I could build on this. So it was time to do what all the best players do: change your livery. Oh, and qualify, yeah, of course, qualify. So managed to get a lap in the 1:11s for my qualifying time, starting me fourth on this grid. 3 Brits in the top 4, with the Polish driver next to me, trying to keep it tight, getting the slipstream, being cut in very tight to the white line there, and as you can see, just about got enough slipstream to make it a 3-way British podium. Coming up to the first chicane, trying not to cause any death. Gave a bit of a love tap, got one from myself behind from the Polish driver, sorry. But we carry on. The front two got a slight gap to me, so that's probably good for me because I'm always better at chasing than being chased. So time to keep the pressure on these pair. The Polish driver dropped down a position, so the Spaniard has got him, and their battling has given me and the two Brits a bit of a buffer. As you can see, bottom right track map, got a big gap now, so if I stay in this slipstream with these, we could hopefully try and push away and create a big gap, so it's just all of us three battling each other at the end. So I'm going to try and work with each pair as much as I can. Took a bit of a corner cut there. I'm surprised I haven't got a penalty for that, as we lag through the final chicane in the slipstream of ASOC computers, I'm guessing, and lopsided triangle, which I'm guessing is still a triangle. These two fighting. I've actually managed to get into the lead temporarily, got forced wide a bit by lopsided triangle, and ASOC then goes through, and that isn't really what we wanted to be doing, although as you can see we have got a bit of a buffer as the Polish driver gets back into fourth. So I'm just going to slightly let off the throttle, get back into the slipstream and bump draft onto lap 2. And like I say, we've just got to pull away from this group of cars behind. 15 in the race, us 3 in the top 3, don't want to be anywhere near any of them, so no mistakes and limited fighting. The worst thing about this race is if you're in the lead, you don't get the slipstream, so you're probably the slowest of the group. Oh, as ASAR just decides to turn straight into the barrier and gift me second position. But yeah, like I was saying, if you're in first place, you are probably the slowest car of the group that you're in. So unless you're getting bump drafted like I'm going to try and do with this guy ahead, you don't really want to be in first position. So I think at the minute I'm in P2, and that is the perfect position to be in right now. As you can see, we've lost the driver in third, Asa. So if I just keep my nose clean here, keep on the back of lopsided triangle, work with him if I do catch him, push away from third, the minimum I should be getting is P2. As you can see, cut quite a lot of that corner there, may get penalties for that. It looks like I might have just got away with it somehow. But anyway, coming up to the parabolic car yet again. Coming on to the penultimate lap. Got a good exit there. Nice and tight to the apex. Drift out wide here. And really got into his slipstream. I don't know how, but I seem to take that unbelievably well. And looking at my lap time, looks like maybe another fastest lap. It's not come up for some reason, as it's not actually the fastest lap, I don't think, but 2:11.6 is my fastest lap so far. So pretty pleased with that. Should be the fastest lap really, but we keep going anyway. Not really bothered about the fastest lap, rather be in this battle for first. Yeah, again, getting out of the bump draft around the corner, because I don't want to be the one to punt someone off. If I'm going to win, I'd like to do it fairly and without trying to kill someone. Also, like I said, if you're at the front, you haven't actually got the slipstream, there's no point being at the front. Rather be in second, pushing the first place up. Oh, that's a stupid penalty. So as you can see, cut the Della Roger chicane, the last part of it, just a tad too much, few pixels too many, and slapped on the wrist with a 1 second penalty, which could be the end of our chase for first. Nevertheless, still got a big gap to third place behind, although he is sticking with us considering he's got no slipstream and no one bumping him. So, continue on, try and keep up with Lopsided Triangle, who's actually driven very well, to be fair to him. As you can see, going quicker than my previous lap time yet again, although it will be wasted effort due to my penalty. Getting right in the slipstream of Lopsided Triangle, give him a bit of a bump so that I stay in the slipstream and get away from Acer behind. And doing that, I actually am not going to get caught by him on the straight. As you can see, just checking behind to make sure where he was, meaning I could stay on the racing line, and I actually see much quicker through Parabolical than most of the people that I've played with today. And Lopsided Triangle, although he got quite a good launch, yet again hasn't got an amazing launch compared to me. So coming on to the last lap, got about a 2-second deficit to him, but like I said, him being at the front, he's punching a massive hole for me to slipstream in, so I will be the quickest guy in our train right now. Ace are slightly behind, I think I've got him covered off for second. So now it's just about applying the pressure where I can on Lopsided Triangle, just to make sure he makes a mistake or I'll catch him. Coming through the chicane, got a lovely run here, and as you can see, he's actually made that mistake, gone into the gravel trap, and I've got a great run on him. So that 1 second penalty didn't create too many problems for me, as I've now got all over the back of Lopsided Triangle through the first Lesmo, Degner 2, and we are all over the back of him, coming on to the long straight up to the final chicane that we will be facing today. I've let off slightly just so I can get a better run on him through this chicane. He's braked slightly late there. I've gone straight over the curbs. I don't know if I'll get a penalty for that, hopefully not. But as you can see, I've got a great run on him, but I don't really want to be in front right now because I don't want to risk getting taken out. So I'm just going to slip outside, try and keep the wider line, and see what we can do through Parabolical. Braking late, we've got it about bang on together. I've braked a little bit earlier just so I can get this lovely switch back. He's gone very wide, I've got the run, I'm up into first, I've got the line, I've got the speed, and it looks like on the final corner of the final lap I've got that win, and I will absolutely take that. Ace are doing a celebratory spin, a triple podium, and what a fantastic race. And with that win, number 7 has finally got me to a B-class racer. All the hard work has finally paid off. Thanks again for watching. Please tune in next time for another video on Gran Turismo. See you next time.